That's just one lesson from director James Watkins' Speak No Evil, in theater September 13th. But it's the film's deeper themes, in addition to its heart-pounding scares, that attracted James McAvoy to the project. It's Blumhouse at its best. Really, the actor, 45, tells Entertainment Weekly. It's entertaining and scary, but it's also got something at its foundation. It's grounded in something real. A remake of the 2022 Danish horror film, the psychological thriller follows two very different couples who become friendly on vacation. Though it's the men who bond the most, forming a bit of an odd couple bromance. McAvoy plays Patty, a devilishly playful and charismatic doctor whose infectious joie de vivre and charm thinly veils a deep well of toxic masculinity. Patty is living and presenting a version of the good life off-grid on his own time, self-sustaining back to nature, earthy, educated, erudite, sexy. He just wants to find love and feel and touch and bite and talk and debate, McAvoy explains. It's a modern version of classic masculinity that isn't metrosexual, that isn't beta, that isn't compromising in any way. And yet he kind of makes it almost palatable. Scoot McNairy's Ben Dalton is his opposite, a nebbish, city-dwelling beta male in a rocky marriage to his uptight wife and co-helicopter parent, Louise Mackenzie Davis. As McAvoy explains it, you have two good people who have a relationship you don't want, and then two really questionable people who have a relationship that you do want. Ben admires Patty's alpha energy and uninhibited passion for his sexy, equally carefree wife, Sierra Aisling Franciosi, while Patty delights in helping Ben unleash his inner caveman. I liked how it was easy for Scoot's character to be attracted to this uncompromising throwback of an alpha male-type figure, adds McAvoy. In fact, the movie's messaging about modern masculinity is part of what drew him to the role. I thought it played to a lot of these figures that are out there garnering the attention of young men, and not just young men, but a lot of young men at the moment, with this quite uncompromising and quite upsetting and worrying doctrine, he says. But what I thought was really intelligent about it was that it's always riding a line. He isn't just being Andrew Tate, he adds, referring to the divisive internet personality known as the king of toxic masculinity. As McAvoy points out, part of what separates Patty from figures like Tate is the unsettling ease with which he hides his toxicity under a veneer of charm and vivacity. At first glance, he's a loving husband to Sierra and an attentive father to his son Ant, a shy boy who is unable to speak due to what Patty describes as a rare disorder. Despite his shyness, Ant seems to strike up a friendship with Ben and Louise's daughter Agnes, a neurotic preteen who still clings to a stuffed bunny. So, when Patty and Sierra later invite Ben, Louise, and Agnes to visit them in their peaceful, isolated country home, they make the fateful decision to pack their Tesla and unplug with their new friends. Of course, all hell breaks loose. But the most excruciating aspect of the Daltons' predicament is their refusal to escape the situation. Not because Patty has them chained in a cellar, at least, not yet, but because of Ben's unwillingness to offend his hosts, no matter how bizarre their behavior. The film explores our capability to accept, says McAvoy, our capability to acquiesce, and to just take a lot of S and believe what you're being told and comply. A lot of the time, Patty lets them do the work themselves. They're digging a hole for themselves. That's not to say Patty doesn't enjoy watching them dig. He enjoys the game, says McAvoy. He enjoys the hunt, and that is something that's really fun to play when a character is really enjoying himself. That's usually a fun thing for me to do. A version of this story appears in EW's complimentary Comic-Con 2024 preview print edition, being passed out in San Diego throughout the convention.